more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. You're the question, you're the answer. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. You're the question, you're the answer. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful when you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say louder, oh, feel the moment, feel the power, oh, bring me out of moment time, oh, bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time.
A very good afternoon. Welcome to World Cup 2026 live here at LFS as we edge closer to the end of match day 2 in all of our World Cup fixtures in the groups. This is one of the biggest ones remaining. Argentina against Austria, two sides who won their opening group games against Algeria and Jordan respectively, and now know a win in this game will secure a knockout place for them in the final 32. There's been lots of action happening overnight, and certainly a load of goals overnight. 8 goals from the 3 games that we missed, so we'll bring you right up to date with that. Starting with a game with no goals, quite ironically. In Group G, Belgium taking on Iran, finished a 0-0 draw. Wonderful result for Iran in their game against Belgium. Belgium were down to 10 men late in that game. Nathan Ngoy was sent off, the young centre-back, sent off for Belgium after a last-man professional foul on the Iranian attacker. Therefore, Iran pick up their first points. And another droppage of points for Belgium, 2 points for them. It means, we'll tell you about this in a moment, but it is all topsy-turvy in Group G. We'll tell you about that in a second. But to Group K, where there was even more drama, Cape Verde scored their first ever World Cup goals, drawing with Uruguay, shall I say, 2-2 in that one. Cape Verde opened the scoring, a wonderful free kick from Pina, giving them the lead. Their first ever World Cup goal, but it was a quick turnaround just before half-time from Uruguay to give them a 2-1 lead. Araujo and Canobio with the goals late in the first half to make it 2-1 to the Uruguayans. But the two-time World Cup champions were not left alone by Cape Verde. Varela with a 61st minute leveller, meaning Cape Verde pick up another point and another historic point at this World Cup. Two of the giants of world football in Spain and Uruguay have both been held by debutants Cape Verde. What a story this is becoming at this World Cup, and a wonderful job. It now means they go into their final game, Cape Verde, with a win. They could possibly even top the group if that was the case. That is an incredible job that they have done to this point. And as I said, in Group G, it is all topsy-turvy. Well, not for Egypt. They currently top the group with their first World Cup win in a long time. A 3-1 victory for Egypt in that one. They did have to come from behind. Surman gave New Zealand the lead, but Zico levelled, Mo Salah made it 2-1, and Trezeguet added a third to the tally. A wonderful start to this campaign for Egypt. Now, 4 points from their first 2 games after that draw with Belgium, and the win over New Zealand means they have it in their hands to win this group, which is something of a great feat for Egyptian football. those were the games we had to catch up on, but it is now focus on the reigning world champions Argentina, taking on Europe's one of the toughest sides in Europe. Certainly, the gritty determination of Austria, who certainly played above their level in the Euros 2 years ago under Ralf Rangnick, and now they're here to do it on the world stage in the USA. We're in Dallas for this one. Argentina against Austria, and later on France take on Iraq as the beaten finalists 3.5 years ago face Iraq, a side who did start in a pretty positive light without the result to go with it. An opportunity to see some absolutely fantastic football. We'll also throughout the evening show you the knockout stages as it happens, because of course we can give you some details. Of course, the winner of this game, Argentina-Austria, if there is a winner, will qualify for the knockout stages. They won't win the group, but they'll all but win the group at that stage if there is a winner this evening. We'll bring you up to date with the table and what it means for the knockout stages right the way throughout the evening. But to the main events, let's show you the teams for this one, starting with the reigning world champions Argentina. Emi Martinez, who was the hero in Qatar 3.5 years ago, he starts in goal. Molina, Romero, Lisandro Martinez and Medina are the back four. Alexis McAllister and Enzo Fernandez are the centre midfield two, with Almada and De Paul the wingers. Lautaro Martinez is deputised, it's hard to say deputised, by Lionel Messi, the front two for Argentina. Rulli, Musso, Montiel, Senesi, Otamendi, Tagliafico, Palacios, Lo Celso, Simeone, Paredes, Gonzalez, Paz, Barco, Lopez and Alvarez all on the bench. Well, for Austria, a promising opening game results in their game against Jordan, but they'll want to keep a clean sheet, which is as tough a task as any against the world's best. Schlager starts in goal, a back four of Posch, Danzo, Alaba and Leimer. Schlager starts in midfield with Seevold. Vanner is in the 10. Schmid and Sabitzer are the wingers, and Gregoritsch is the centre forward. On the bench for Austria, Weigl, Pence, Affengruber, Friedel, Soboda, Lienhardt, Schopf, Pras, Chukwuemeka, Lubicic, Grilic, Mvena, Arnautovic, Wimmer and Kalajic. So, Argentina against Austria, 2 winners from match day 1. A win would see them into the last 32. But will it be the world champions? Or will it be one of Europe's toughest in Austria and grittiest to put the sword onto the world champions? Here in Dallas, we're about to get underway for our first game of 2 this afternoon. Argentina against Austria. Kickoff is next. A very good evening. Thank you very much for joining us for this one. And after 3-goal wins for these two in their opening game, a 3-0 win for Argentina over Algeria. Lionel Messi with the hat-trick. A wonderful performance from Messi in that game. And a 3-1 Austrian win over Jordan means they are locked at top 2, these two. And knowing a win would see them into the knockout stages. A draw would make it as open as possible, but might see both teams through if there's a draw in the later game. As long as they match the other team's results, these two could both progress this evening. Well, let's get ready to go then. Both teams in their iconic strips. Of course, Argentina in that sky blue and white with black shorts, and Austria in red and black shirts with white shorts. As we get underway here in Dallas, the world champions in action after their stunning performance. And that man Lionel Messi coming up with the goods again in game 1. Will he show up once more and what would be a World Cup record-breaking game? If he was to score, he would become the all-time goal scorer in the World Cup in the competition's history, breaking Miroslav Klose's record, which he equalled in that 3-0 win over Algeria. Of course, we expect to see the world champions flex their muscles, but a really good opponent in Austria. They haven't actually played many European teams, only one European opponent since they were crowned world champions back in 2022 in that win over France on penalties. It was Iceland in a friendly. This is only their second European opponent since their last World Cup. So a tough task, certainly, for Argentina. But they have got quality brimming through the team. And of course, some names we will know in terms of Premier League names. Emi Martinez of Aston Villa, Lisandro Martinez of Man United, Christian Romero, of course, of Spurs, Enzo Fernandez of Chelsea, Alexis McAllister, of course, of Liverpool, and of course everybody knows Lionel Messi. Started confidently here. Here is Messi. Plays it back to Lisandro Martinez. Down the lefts, Almada. Got Molina on the overlap. Almada plays it through. The cut back across, and that's hit the side netting. Ultimately from Almada. They wanted the corner there, but the officials say no. See it here. It's a really good break down that left-hand side. And Almada maybe just makes the late run. Maybe just a half yard offside. I think it's Kevin Danso that was the last man, but Almada just sneaking offside. A referee from Egypt, Amin Mohamed Omar, the Egyptian official. Fairly inexperienced when it comes to overall international games. Refereed his first World Cup match in South Korea's 2-1 win over Czechia in Game 1. What a second game to get. Refereeing the world champions in only your second World Cup match as a referee. No pressure though. Here is Medina. Did well to work out of a bit of pressure there. Ball flicked into the middle. Enzo Fernandez and round the corner from Messi. A beautiful pass. And De Paul into the path of Lautaro Martinez, who was taken out by two players in Austrian colours. Referee said it was a fair challenge, shall I say, as Austria clear it away. They try and break themselves, but that was quickly seen away by Enzo Fernandez on the cover. Well, it was silky smooth football from Argentina. Really gorgeous play. It was Messi's reverse pass round the corner, and it was a through ball. I think it might have been Thiago Almada that played it through to Lautaro Martinez. He's still down on the ground here after being challenged by two Austrian defenders. We'll see it again. Really good running behind, and yeah, it's a fair challenge. It's definitely not a penalty. Fabulous challenge. It was Posch and Schlager. Stefan Posch, the right back, and Xaver Schlager, the centre midfielder, that combined for that challenge. It was a painful one for Lautaro Martinez, no doubt, but it certainly wasn't a foul. Really well decided by the referee. A good decision in a high pressure moment, in such an early big moment in the game. But already an early really good positive move from Argentina. Messi getting the link up. The ball played threaded through for Lautaro Martinez. He found that little gap of space in behind the defence. Nice first touch to set him up in the box, but maybe showed a little bit too much to Posch and Schlager, who could cover over. Not a penalty for me. Already Argentina trying to show their danger. As Alexis McAllister questions the referee's decision making, but I think if he sees the replay, I think there won't be more questioning, although they are checking for a possible penalty VAR. Qatari VAR. And this is an interesting one. Thomas Aymari is the VAR for this one from Qatar, but communicating with the Egyptian referee as to whether this should be a penalty or not. In my opinion, it didn't look like it from what I could see from the replays. Lautaro Martinez, of course, is certain that it is a penalty. He would say that, as would the Argentinian contingent. But we still await a decision. Some lengthy VAR checks already in the tournament. Vast majority have gone pretty well and pretty quickly, but this one's taking a bit of time. Interesting. And the referee is going to be called for an on-field review. So after VAR had a check of it, they've recommended an on-field review from the referee. And now could be a possible penalty here for Argentina. As we see it again, Lautaro Martinez is kind of sandwiched in between the two. And Schlager comes from the right, Posch comes from the left, and they kind of collide together in making the challenge. The only thing I could say is Stefan Posch possibly makes contact with Lautaro Martinez first. It's Schlager that makes the challenge, and maybe it's on Posch that actually committed the foul and didn't get any of the ball, is what they probably could say would be a penalty. And so the referee has decided. And it is a penalty to Argentina. After VAR allowed the referee to have another look, the world champions will have a penalty. Lautaro Martinez deemed to have been fouled in the area after what looked like a wonderful challenge from two strong players in our Austrian colours. Turns out to be a foul. And the referee says penalty. Didn't give it initially, but VAR quickly reacted to correct the referee's decision and let him have another look at it. And now Lionel Messi will look to try and break a World Cup record from the penalty spot. 16 World Cup goals for Messi. 3 of them came in the first game of this tournament. He will also take lead of the Golden Boot race if this goes in. But much more significantly, Miroslav Klose's record is tantalisingly close to being broken. Messi from the spot. Is there anyone in world football you would want on this place, on this spot, more than him? I don't think you would. Lionel Messi against the Austrian goalkeeper. Oh, he's missed it! My goodness me, he's missed the target. Not even saved by the keeper, it's missed the target. Far too calm and composed, you could probably say. And he struck it wide. Well, that is a surprise. The weight of history, maybe. But he is one of the most cool and composed footballers in those sorts of high-pressure situations. And Lionel Messi doesn't convert from the spot. And maybe a bit of a reprieve for Austria and what looked like a bit of a soft foul initially. Maybe a bit of justice on that front defensively for Austria, but Lionel Messi, maybe a bit of commentator's curse as well. I said there was no one else you would want in that spot. Well, maybe there would have been in that sort of situation. No goal as he misses the target, Lionel Messi. Second ball on the pitch there as they took the throw in, but referee allows it to play. Out to Stefan Posch, who might have been the one that was deemed to have committed an illegal foul on Lautaro Martinez, but reprieved by the Messi miss. Good flick up by Schmid. Vanner lays it out to the right hand side. Schmid on the chase. He's got Medina bowing down and shielding the ball, and Facundo Medina gets the free kick. As we look back at this penalty, it's just so cool and composed. It's Messi all over, but how? I mean, you never really see that. So many times before we've seen it. Put the ball into the back of the net, but not on that occasion. And what was a gift of a chance for Argentina to take an early lead has not quite transpired that way. There's going to be a foul here on Gregoric, who's holding up his boot to show that he was fouled, but the referee was already giving it. On the edge of the centre circle inside the Argentinian half. Yeah, it was Lisandro Martinez, just got beaten 1v1 in the air. And as the ball dropped down, he kind of stretched his leg out towards Gregoric. And it's definitely a foul, as he needs a change of boot. making that signal there. Grigoric to the bench. The Austrian centre forward, Mikkel Grigoric, the Augsburg player. Quickly back to his feet to set up for this Austrian free kick, right on the edge of the centre circle. It is David Alaba, the Austrian captain, to take this free kick. Look at Ralph Rangnick on the sideline, going absolutely mental. You can see him in the wide camera, going nuts. Free kick here then for Austria. They're taking their time. Maybe a change of idea at the last seconds. David Alaba to take. Referee telling them to hurry up. Taking a very long time. Alaba clips it forward out to the left hand side. Header on by Danzo. Dealt with by Martinez in the box. Grgic plays it out to the left hand side. Danzo 1v1 against Molina. Plays a lovely ball across. Schlager. Swung in from Kevin Danzo. A good left-footed cross, but dealt with by the Argentinian defence. Posh heads it down the right side. Cleared away by Medina. David Alaba puts a little bit of pressure on his defence, but Danzo and Posh dropping back in, dealing with that situation. A decent start overall after the penalty from Austria. They have started pretty decently. Let Argentina have it all their own way in the early moments. Here is Danzo. Back to Sievold. Nicholas Sievold, the RB Leipzig midfielder, just dropping in alongside the two centre-backs. As we see a lot from a defensive midfielder in today's football. Here's Konrad Laimer. Out to Marcel Sabitzer. Plays it off Molina and out for the throw, which Konrad Laimer will take. Laimer long through to the edge of the box. It's going to be a foul as he was caught late there. It was Vanner that was caught. See it again. Long through by Laimer, and Vanner was caught by Alexis McAllister. A little bit of a high boot there from McAllister on the back of the leg of Vanner, but referee just gives a foul. A dangerous free kick round about the edge of the area on the left hand side here for Austria. Opportunity to, there's a bit of danger to this Argentinian defence. Have come under a bit of pressure in the last few minutes. It is Sabitzer and Vanner over it. That's Sabitzer and Paul Vanner, the two to take this free kick for Austria. Will they go direct, and will they float it in? That seems to be the idea. It could be posed. Sabitzer looks to be the one that's taking it. It is Sabitzer. Tried to sneak it round the near post, but came off McAllister in blocking it. Messi trying to lead the counter. That's quickly stolen away as Danzo tried to prowl it through, and back to Messi it comes, who holds off the challenges of 4 players somehow. This time he's beaten off the ball by Vanner, who spins into an attack in space. Down the left, Alaba on the overlap. Seen away by Molina, who's actually, the throw-in's been given against Dehel Molina, who protests, but Austria quickly take the throw with Sabitzer. Yeah, good battle in the middle. I think that's where really the game can be won and lost. I mean, it's pretty basic to say, but the midfield could really change this game for both teams. Here's Vanner trying to spin it around the edge of the box. Again, the clearances from Argentina are a little bit ill-fated, but they will get the free kick as there was a handball in there. So a free kick to Argentina gets them a bit of a reprieve after they've been under some real pressure from Austria early doors, as we see the Messi miss again from the penalty spot. I mean, that's an incredible chance. He struck it to the right hand side and it just spins wide of the right post. It's not miles off target, it's not an awful penalty, it's just one of those ones which is just a bit misdirected, and that's very unlike Lionel Messi. Pressure here on Stevan Posch from Lautaro Martinez. Posch goes long. Vanner holds it up. Gregoritsch with a lovely little flick background to Paul Vanner, who clips it over the top. Marcel Sabitzer in behind. He's going to hook it across, and that's a dangerous ball. Will be picked up by Schmid. That escaped Medina's path. Schmid trying to reverse it in behind, and ultimately the ball crossed the byline. That's going to be a goal kick. But again, really good play again from Austria. It's good combination play from Vanner and Gregoritsch. Really good hold-up play. And Vanner just working off the back of the centre forward. And that sweep and roll in the attacking midfield, and just laid it, clipped it over the top to Sabitzer, whipped it across. No one in the middle to get on the end of it, and that's where it really broke down. But really good move from Austria in the build-up. Now Lionel Messi, that's now the third missed penalty that he's had at a World Cup. Out of the 10 now that he's taken, 7 scored, 3 missed in his World Cup career. That's only the 8th penalty that he's missed as for Argentina in his career. It's the 40th penalty he's taken, and he's had scored 32 previously. Andrew says, who might Argentina bring on if this lineup fails to connect? A super sub. Well, still very early in the game to be worrying about changes or substitutions, but they do have quality players, and I think if they just get them into the game, settle a little bit, as that's a little loose. Here's Messi in behind, little dribble, and the shot comes off the goalkeeper in Alexander Schlager. Messi imminently dangerous in behind again. Set up by Lautaro Martinez that time. Almost billowing in on the Austrian goal. That's where they can be so dangerous, Argentina. Such fluidity in the fact that Messi can be the provider and the finisher, and such fine balance. On that occasion he wanted to be the finisher, provided by the centre forward Lautaro Martinez, his dual partner in this 4-4-2 formation, which is a throwback formation, of course. Very rarely seen. It's more of a 4-2-3-1 that we see now in that sort of era. But the front two, you see here, lovely little flick by Messi, and David Alaba trying to maybe put him off a little bit. The reactions of the crowd, who I wouldn't be surprised if there were a vast Argentinian support inside this stadium in Dallas. Only one shot in the game, that was from the penalty, so a lack of attacking play in this one. Is a chance for Messi, probably the best in-play moment we've seen. Argentina with a dangerous chances to this point, but few and far between in the first 20 minutes here at AT&T Stadium. Sabitzer, Leimer, right on the toes and the heels of Conrad Leimer was Lautaro Martinez, but Conrad Leimer deemed to have been fouled by the Inter centre forward, and that's going to be a free kick as Lionel Scaloni ultimately agrees. Yeah, a little late there from Lautaro Martinez. Lionel Scaloni, win percentage of 76%. An incredible record. 2 Copa America in 2021 and 2024. Obviously the World Cup in Qatar, and a Finalissima in 2022 as well for Argentina. That's his records. 97 matches he's taken charge of as Argentinian boss. Won 74 of them. Only lost 9 games. An average of around about 1 in 10. Incredible record for the 48-year-old. He's been the head coach of Argentina since August of 2018, so coming up on 8 years. What an incredible, transformative job he has done with the national team. He only played 4 matches as a player for his country, but certainly as a manager, Lionel Scaloni has had much more of an impact. David Alaba. Played through. Gregoritsch with the hold up. Schmid was trying to make the run in behind. Picked up again by Schlager. Swung in by Posch. Header across by Vanner. Miscued, and the rebound taken by Sabitzer, deflected behind for the corner. Again, Austria looking dangerous. Really good feed by Schlager wide. Posch whips it in. It's just kind of clipped off the head of Vanner, who couldn't direct it towards goal, and as it bounces down, Sabitzer slices it with his left. Comes off an Argentinian defender and behind for the corner. Austria starting to look dangerous. He's certainly been a little bit eager to go from set pieces. Sabitzer whips it in. Half cleared as it will drop to the edge of the box, but it's covered by Messi, who drops back into his own area. Tries to clip it to the wide area, but that time Medina couldn't reach it. And that's going to be a throw-in to Austria. For the moment, before we take that throw-in, we will have the hydration break here inside AT&T Stadium. And what has been a pretty low-key start in terms of an attacking sense by the penalty that Messi didn't convert. Other than that, from open play, there have been a few half chances, to say the very least. A reminder for you, we've a huge game also in Group I a little later, as Argentina beat France in the final 3.5 years ago. France now, after a win against Senegal in Game 1, they want to react with another victory, this time against Iraq, who were thumped 4-1 by Norway in their opening group game. And that's at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. That's tonight, 10 o'clock kickoff between France and Iraq. And we use this hydration break to show you, for the first time, our knockout brackets in this World Cup. This is as it stands at this current moment in time, so these are not confirmed schedules by any stretch. These are what the likely round of 32 games are as it stands. So if you can see on the right hand side of your screen, down in the bottom right corner, highlighted here, Argentina against Uruguay would be a current round of 32 matchup, with Uruguay currently in second place, I believe, in their group. If I'm correct in saying that, I should check up on that before I confirm it for you, but Uruguay are second in Group H, so therefore Argentina would be their opponents, because Argentina are currently top of Group J. In terms of Austria, they're on the other side of the bracket, on the left-hand side, third team from the bottom, third matchup from the bottom. They are taking on current European champion Spain as the current setup, because they are currently second in this group. Spain are currently top of their group. It is Group H and J that are linked for the round of 32. So the first team in Group H will play second in Group J, and the same vice versa. So at the moment, there is a scenario where Spain and Argentina could meet in the round of 32, or Austria, Uruguay, possibly. Other teams involved in the mix, Cape Verde are in the mix, Saudi Arabia, and maybe a little less so Jordan and Algeria, possibly. But at the same time, at this moment, right now, some very exciting matchups for the round of 32. Of course, you can see some other ones there as it stands right now, with every table static as it is. England, Portugal will be another key one to look out for. Côte d'Ivoire, France, Brazil, Japan, Germany, Scotland, Netherlands, Morocco. Some really, really high intensity matchups. Egypt, Czechia would be a good one in the bottom left corner of your screen. USA, Ecuador, of course. Egypt currently top of their group at this moment in time. So some interesting scenarios unfolding at this moment in time. there we are. 26 minutes gone. We're about to get back underway. After we had a quick look at the knockout bracket, of course, we'll update that as this game changes, because Austria could take top spot, and that could change ultimately, depending on the live score. And we'll show you confirmed, because there are confirmed spots. Some teams have already won their group, so we'll show you that a little later on as well. Here's David Alaba. One of the Austrian fans with his top off has painted Messi Who on his torso. Very intriguing messaging. I mean, I really don't know how to react to that, but I mean, he easily could have put it on a bit of cardboard, but decided to put it on himself. Interesting. David Alaba. Back across to Kevin Danso. Gregoric. Alaba. Danso, shall I say, sorry. Danso getting a lot of time on the ball. Not really pressing him too much, Argentina is. That's nicely worked by Leimer. Fed to Sabitzer. Here is Zaverschlager. Leimer. Launch forward, cut out by Christian Romero. McAllister just about feeding it to Neho Molina. That's a poor ball though from Molina. Picking up by Schlager. That's a lovely roll around the corner from Sabitzer. Leimer on the underlap, skips away from Romero. He's got Molina for company, and Molina sees it behind for the corner. Yeah, really good play in possession from Austria. Keeping the ball moving. Argentina looking a little bit leggy at the moment, it seems. Just not quite at the highest tempo at this moment in time. Another corner here for Austria. Marcel Sabitzer to take. Sabitzer right-footed, swung in, headed away by Lisandro Martinez. Lautaro Martinez with an overhead kick in his own box to clear it away. There's Sievold there. A little bit of a heavy touch, but Danzo able to win it back quickly. Here's Vanner. Lays it off to Alaba. Feeds it wide to the left-hand side. Sabitzer. Sabitzer down the line. Vanner comes wide, runs into McAllister, trying to spin away from Molina. Cleared away by Rodrigo de Paul. I think the ball was out anyway before Rodrigo de Paul could clear his lines, so that's going to be an Austrian throw. Cody says Uruguay isn't going to qualify. Cape Verde is definitely beating Saudi, and then they qualify. Uruguay and Spain isn't sure of the winner of that game will go through with Cape Verde. Well, that's true. Well, really, Uruguay have to win against Spain to ensure that they aren't under a difficult moment. Cape Verde, the way they're playing, they really could beat Saudi Arabia, who look a little bit weak, limp. Not to the level of this World Cup, no offence to Saudi Arabia, but I watched them yesterday against Spain, and yes, Spain were incredible, but Saudi Arabia just offered very little in any danger and looked a little bit all over the place defensively at times. They were 3-0 down in 25 minutes, so Spain said they were held by Cape Verde. So certainly not the most difficult team to play against Saudi Arabia, and in contrary to that, Uruguay gives them a point, so maybe Uruguay aren't the most difficult team to play either. Enzo Fernandez back to Christian Romero, into Alexis McAllister, feeds it through, held up by Lautaro Martinez, played into Messi, who evaded the challenge. Messi though was challenged the second time and hooked away by Schlager. Picked up by Almada, who's come out onto this right-hand side. Rodrigo de Paul's gone to the left as it stands. Here is Enzo Fernandez down the left channel. Fed ball. Almada into Messi, flicks it round the corner. Fernandez continued his run. The rebound is cleared, and Messi was trying to slot it in, but cleared away by Alaba. Schlager couldn't get it away too far there, but it will be a free kick to Austria in the end. Well, goodness me. Again, a little bit frantic from Austria defensively. It's a good ball by Thiago Almada. He's played it across the edge of the box. Messi with a first-time flick round the corner finds Enzo Fernandez's run. Keeper in Alexander Schlager came driving out to clear that one. In the end, it bounces off him into the path of Messi, who tried to tuck it in with his left foot and come off David Alaba, who was the last man defending there for Austria. And the skipper denies the opposition skipper from opening the scoring. And Austria, when they are pressured, they do look a little bit vulnerable. Here's Lautaro Martinez from the right-hand side. Drives it to the edge of the penalty area, but couldn't find the desired target in Lionel Messi. Picked up by McAllister. Rodrigo de Paul. Closed out there by the backtracking Schlager. McAllister to Lisandro Martinez. Back to Romero, and now Martinez again. Medina. Settling into the game now, Argentina, after what was a little bit of a unsettled start to the game after that penalty miss. Romero. Martinez. Almada coming a little deeper to get a hold of the ball. Medina. Almada. Back to McAllister. Romero. Down the right hand side to Molina. Back to Romero again. Austria compacting their shape out of possession, but there's little gaps between the lines where they can feed the ball through. That's where they're finding Messi at the moment, Argentina. Little gaps emerge and he's just picking up those pockets. And when he plays it first time, there's just nothing to defend it. And those gaps are there. McAllister. Fernandez. Back to Martinez. Back to Fernandez again. Settled possession from Argentina. Here's Rodrigo de Paul. Again has to go backwards. Not really looking to go forward there too intensely. Medina to Fernandez, and just retreating a little bit from an Austrian press. Applauded by Gregoric with the press there. 34 minutes gone. Argentina 0, Austria 0. What a game. First half that will be of a lot of added time with a penalty decision. It took a while from VAR. And of course the hydration break added on top of that. I might only say 11 and a half or 10 and a half minutes to go on the clock, but quite a lot of time added on top of that. Here is Messi. Reversing it again round the corner. This time the run of Thiago Almada was well marked, and Alexander Schlager in the Austrian goal was able to clear comfortably. Sabitzer trying to hold up. Pushed in the back there by Nihal Molina. That's going to be a free kick to Austria. That's where they're getting their out ball at the minute, Austria. Just those really niggly fouls by Argentina. A little bit naive, really. A little bit unnecessary. It's just breaking the flow of the game, which is just making it a little bit more difficult for the world champions. Danzo quickly out to Stefan Posch. As Vanner was threatening. Sandro Martinez clears long. Out for the throw. And Stefan Posch goes for the long launching throw into the box. Flicked on by Gregoric. Sabitzer was there but cleared away by Romero. Leimer flicks it round the corner. Sabitzer back to Leimer, who run into trouble in Rodrigo de Paul. Now Argentina could be away, and that's a ball in behind. It's Lautaro Martinez all on his own there. 5 Austrian players around him, but he still finds the outball to Fernandez, who flicks it back across, but no one in the 6-yard box in sky blue to pounce upon it. That's where they can be really dangerous in transition, Argentina. Lautaro Martinez with the running power and the pace to carry them up the field, and then they need to get targets in the box to try and find. On occasion they couldn't quite do it effectively. Here is McAllister, switched out to the right. Molina, DePaul. Options in the area. DePaul trying to find Thiago Almada, but that one just on the narrow side and easily taken in by Alexander Schlager. We see this a little earlier. Christian Romero in on Gregoric. Gregoric was down for a good 30-40 seconds, but he's back to his feet. As they collided there again. This time Gregoric got the better of Romero. It was Romero that ended on the ground there, but decent battle between these two in this first half. Both have had their dangerous moments, but neither defence has really looked the most solid. Have looked vulnerable, both defences, in moments with such danger with both attackers, but both sets of attackers. But to this point, Lionel Messi with the best chance, the golden chance of the game from the penalty spot. And that was a lazy pass by Christian Romero, an awful ball. It's telegraphed out of play for a Austrian throw. See this collision again. I mean, it's definitely intended for Mikkel Gregoric there to leave one in on Romero. As they move it quickly here, Argentina. It's Lautaro Martinez down to the left. Almada cuts it back. Left for Messi! That is what Lionel Messi does. That is pure quality and class from one of the world's best, if not the world's best. He breaks a World Cup record held by Miroslav Klose, but now held by Lionel Messi. Some call him the GOAT. I think many will be calling them the GOAT, because that is a wonderful tuck finish into the bottom left corner. And that's where I said Argentina can be dangerous. Great ball across. Almada had the mind to leave it, and he knew what was coming behind. I think everybody knew what was coming next, and it was no surprise that Lionel Messi took that one with a wonderful quality finish. It is typical Lionel Messi. It's again a really good move from Argentina. They had the space, the overload on the left-hand side. It's the cutback across by, I think it's Medina. And as it drops back, Almada leaves it. And he knew Lionel Messi was lurking. And Lionel Messi with a sweeping finish. Keeper was going the wrong way. Messi knew that. He knew exactly what was happening. And makes himself the all-time World Cup top scorer. 17 goals at the World Cup. 4 of them in 2 games at this World Cup. On fire for Argentina. Absolutely unstoppable. Absolutely incredible. Why would you ever doubt him? Why would you ever doubt him? There's an issue here. Stevan Posch has been given a yellow card. Argentina say they want more, the Argentinian players. It's Thiago Almada that was down. I didn't quite see what happened, but it certainly not appeased the Argentinian players. See it again here. Almada just let it roll out. Oh, and he does kind of put his shoulder into the face here of Thiago Almada. Maybe kind of tries to shoulder barge him. Doesn't realise that Thiago Almada is maybe a few inches shorter than he expected. But Stevan Posch given a yellow card for his completely unnecessary challenge. I mean, it's really cynical. The referee given a yellow. There's no doubt the Argentinians don't take kindly to one of their own being taken advantage of, and it's a yellow card for Stevan Posch, nothing more. It's definitely a yellow. I mean, it's completely cynical. No real need to do it. Argentina. Oh, not the greatest touch there from Molina, sorry. Down the right there. That one out of play. Well, all the talk coming into this World Cup was that the record will be broken in terms of goal scoring by possibly Kylian Mbappe, who's lurking as well at the top of that all-time goal scorers list. He has 14. Then Lionel Messi showed up on the scene in the early hours of the morning, scored a hat-trick and became the joint all-time scorer. And now he is the outright all-time top scorer at a World Cup. And what a way to do it. No one wants it to be a penalty. Maybe he missed it on purpose. Because that was vintage Lionel Messi. Number 17 in game number 28 at a World Cup. His 6th tournament. And he is still doing the business. Some thought that his hero moment was winning the World Cup 3.5 years ago. It looks like he's not done making his mark on the world stage. That's going to be a foul against Lionel Messi. It's a very heavy challenge. Crunching one, but he just gets back up as if nothing happened. Yeah, it was a late one by Kevin Danso. Yeah, Messi. A little bit theatrical, but we'll allow him. Why not? 17 goals in 28 games is an unbelievable record, but we look at some of the players on this list. I mean, Mbappe has 14 in 15 games. Miroslav Klose had 16 goals in 24 matches. In terms of goals per match, the man with the highest goals per match ratio in World Cup history is Sandor Kossis from Hungary. He scored 11 goals in 5 games. Absolutely sensational. Only one man has 17. And that's Argentina's number 10. Well, free kick here for Austria, who haven't really been under too much pressure for much of the game, but a little spell where they made their magic man, the magic man again, Argentina, that's broke this game apart from the two teams. And that wasn't the best of free kicks from David Alaba. Sailed right out of play for a goal kick. They've lost their impetus a little bit here at Austria as this half comes to a close very shortly, but it has been an even game. I wouldn't say either side have dominated it in terms of chances or possession. Argentina have maybe slightly edged it in terms of their final third threat, but other than that Messi goal and the Messi penalty that was missed, not been much open play action from either team. That's nicely done by Argentina. They give it away though and try and win it back. They give away the foul on Romano Schmid as they take it quickly here, Austria. Sabitzer out on the left, all the way back to David Alaba. We'll find out how long will be added on at the end of this first half. Take quite a bit of added time. 7 added minutes, of course, with the hydration break and the long VAR check for the Argentina penalty. Schlager, Leimer, back to Alaba, across to Danzo, right down the right it goes to Posch. Schmid feeds it into Vanner, flicks it on for Posch, who guides it across, but not enough on it to meet Michael Gregoric in the middle. Better though from Austria. Danzo, Vanner, Leimer. Keeping the pitch quite narrow here, Argentina. That compact 4-4-2 out of possession. Sabitzer, tracked by Molina. Schlager making the run down the left now and broke away from his man. Schlager with the cutback. That's cleared away by Christian Romero. That's another late challenge. Lautaro Martinez letting his frustrations out on Konrad Laimer again. He did it earlier. This time it's another silly foul. Well, Konrad Laimer has maybe said something to the referee about the decision, and he's a referee, like a strict school teacher, has made sure Konrad Laimer knew that he's having none of his words. Foul nonetheless to Austria. Referee really asserting control of this game as Marcel Sabitzer is over this one. Sabitzer squares it across. Back to Sabitzer it comes as they try and work the angle here. Austria, Laimer into Schmid, who will clip it round the right hand side. Alaba and Danzo up to target it, but that's cleared away. And Enzo Fernandez keeping a hold of the ball now for Argentina. Yeah, just not enough threat there from the set piece from Austria. A little bit ponderous when they took the free kick. Here is Messi. Every time Messi gets on the ball, you hear a roar from the crowd. That one was cleaned away by Gregoric. Might have took a deflection, but throw in quickly taken by Austria. Well, if we thought the last World Cup was the Messi World Cup, well, this one even more so. All 4 of Argentina's goals in this tournament so far have been scored by Lionel Messi. And who said he was too old? Very young age of 38. There's the Inter Miami player now, Lionel Messi. There's 5 touches in the opposition box. That's the joint most of any player in the game so far. So is looking at threats. Already scored and missed a penalty. So very heavily involved as the Argentina captain. Here he is again, holding up the ball this time inadvertently, finding its way to a teammate in Lautaro Martinez. Molina, De Paul, back across to McAllister. Little back heels out there from Argentina, having a bit of fun with it now. Just need to be careful though. Austria can't snatch it away from them in a split second. They do have the quality at the top end of the pitch to punish Argentina. This game's far from won yet. McAllister. Romero. McAllister. Back to Christian Romero, and now Rodrigo De Paul. Gone a lot deeper than I expected him to, Rodrigo De Paul, in this game, playing more of a almost like an auxiliary fullback in a sense, even though he's not the fullback. Molina is, but he's playing in that sort of position when they are in possession here, Argentina. Molina's going a little further forward just to create the width, but De Paul's dropping into that position when they are in possession. Argentina. Martinez. Medina. Back to Lisandro Martinez. It's comfortable to have the ball here at the minute. And the world champions. Molina. De Paul. McAllister. De Paul. Much more settled in the game. Obviously that opening goal will do wonders for settling you into a match, knowing that Lionel Messi's got your back, but it's going to be a throw-in. David Alaba with the last touch, Messi with the press. That's got another roar from the crowd. Look at that. Having a party inside AT&T Stadium, those Argentinian fans. A little bit disheartened by the Messi miss from the penalty spot, but have completely flipped since Messi made up for that early miss with a vintage finish to make it 1-0. Messi getting involved in the deeper build-up. Here he is on the ball. Centre midfield. Feeds it out to the left-hand side. Just a minute of the 7 added to go in this first half. Argentina 1, Austria 0. Messi with the goal. McAllister. Fernandez. Almada. Fernandez. McAllister. Silky football. I mean, just one touch passing. So comfortable in possession, Argentina. Austrians haven't been able to get a sniff of the ball in the last 2 minutes. Constant possession. Rodrigo de Paul. Back again to Romero. Martinez. Medina. And this will call to an end the first half. This spell of possession from Argentina. Doesn't look like they're in too much of a hurry to find a second before the break. And there is the end of the first half. So it is that man again, Lionel Messi, that has Argentina in front. His fourth goal is their fourth goal of the tournament. And he breaks a World Cup record previously held by Miroslav Klose, now held by Lionel Messi. Half time here in Dallas. It's Argentina 1, Austria 0. Sure, one last kick. This is gonna be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal! Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me! That is absolutely unbelievable. Race again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible.
easy to use. So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even do you even
Welcome back to World Cup 2026, live here in LFS. Half-time, it is Argentina 1, Austria 0 in Group J. Of course, as it stands, if Argentina were to hold on to this scoreline, they would qualify for the round of 32. They wouldn't qualify as group winners just yet, but they would be leading the way at the top of Group J as it stands with that 1-0 scoreline. We will show you the table and what that could mean for what's coming up in terms of the knockout stages, because you would expect from this stage the world champions to make it there. That's a quick look at it. There we go. As it stands, Argentina 6 points, Austria on 3, and Jordan and Algeria both on 0. But there is a scenario. Now, listen, it's very unlikely, but there is a scenario where Jordan mathematically could still catch Argentina even if they win this game. If Jordan beat Algeria later and then beat Argentina in the final game, then they could leapfrog them. That's why they wouldn't be group champions. The same could happen for Austria. If Austria win their game, this game, turn it around, then Algeria could still catch them. If Algeria beat Jordan later and then beat Austria in the final game, it could still turn out that way. But very unlikely, but that is still mathematically possible if that's to be the case. But Argentina would, the winner of this game as it stands would be Argentina. They would secure a knockout place, either first or second, guaranteed if they win this match. And that would see them face either the winner of Group H, I was just making sure, Group H, or the runner-up of Group H. As it stands, it would be the runner-up, which would be Uruguay. We will show you, though, the not as it stands table, but the confirmed knockouts bracket. It's a lot less filled than the as it stands. The only 3 current group winners are Mexico, who were the first team to qualify for the round of 32 in Group A. They're on the right-hand side of the bracket. They will play third place team in the final in the round of 32. The USA, another one of the co-hosts, also confirmed their place there on the bottom left-hand side of the bracket. They're also through as group winners of Group D. And Germany are the other team that have confirmed their place in the round of 32 as group winners after their back-to-back victories in the group, in Group E. So they are in the top left of the bracket. All 3 of those qualified teams will play a third-place team based on the best thirds finishes. There is a certain formula where each scenario, something like 450 different scenarios that could happen, with the 12 different third place groups based on who the best rankings, and that will determine who will play who in the round of 32. We can tell you as it stands what that would mean. I will get that for you at the moment. That would be, of course, Germany would face Scotland as it stood, USA would face Ecuador, and Mexico would face Cape Verde as it stands. Those would be their 3 opponents confirmed if the tables ended as they are right now. But there's only 3 group winners as it stands. We could have one a little later on that could change that dynamic in France taking on Iraq. That's our next game here in LFS. That's a 10 o'clock kickoff in Group I. Could France go back-to-back victories at the start of this World Cup against an Iraq side who were well beaten in the end by Norway in their opening group game? And will the 2018 World Champions and 2-time World Champions France build upon what was a Ultimately a disappointing first half against Senegal, but ultimately winning by 3 goals to 1 after Kylian Mbappe and Michael Olise came alive in that second half against Senegal on match day 1. We will see them in Philadelphia a little later on this evening. But before all that, the world champions are still in action. They take on Austria. It's 1-0 at the break in Dallas, and a second half on the way where Messi has already got a World Cup record in his hands, and he wants to extend that. We'll see how they do in the second half, or will Austria have a response to going behind? We'll find out. Second half on the way next. Welcome back to World Cup 2026 as the second half about to get underway. Ralf Rangnick's being carted to the end of the tunnel. A unique way to enter. Only in America would that ever happen. I mean, you get a golf cart to the end of the tunnel. Mental. But this stadium, of course, the home of the Dallas Cowboys, the NFL side, one of the most prominent NFL teams around the world. And we're watching one of the best, if not the best, footballer in the world of the last couple of decades, Lionel Messi. Already got that World Cup trophy, and now he's a World Cup record holder. On the day that Maradona had the magic moment against England in the quarterfinals 40 years ago to the day, the next coming of one of the best in world football, Lionel Messi, becomes a World Cup record breaker. The 22nd of June just has something on it for Argentina, it seems to be, in history. A reminder for you, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on push notifications if you haven't done so already. Each and every one of you who was watching, we greatly appreciate it, so thank you everybody for joining us for this one and what has been an enjoyable game so far. A good battle, but it is the star class of Argentina's number 10, Lionel Messi, that has made the difference. And remember, he did miss a penalty in that first half, but that was completely forgotten about when he swept in to give Argentina the lead. He has created every chance for them so far. He has been the one and only threat maker in the Argentina team so far. His XG is their XG. His goals are their goals. It is his team. And they are, again, leading at half-time. And a win would see them into the last 32. Possible massive matchup in the round of 32 against another heavyweight of South American football. Austria have been there and thereabouts in terms of the danger and the threat that they've posed. And they've won it here. Schlager cuts it back, wanting to quickly start as Sabitzer miscued his effort from the edge of the area. Wanting to respond with a quick start to the second half there, Austria. Giving it away again now, Argentina getting a little bit clogged up in the middle. Nice little 1-2 between Vanner and Schmid. Vanner holds it up, back to Schmid. Edge of the box is Sievold, and Sabitzer again swiping at it from the edge of the area. This one blocked and seen away by Argentina. But a positive start to the second half for Austria. Looking dangerous early in this second half. Now, by the way, no changes at the break to tell you about. Vanner out to the left. Sabitzer going for the cross this time, but too close to Emi Martinez in the Argentinian goal, who's had barely anything to really face so far in the game. Haven't had a shot on target yet, Austria. Both of Argentina's shots on target, all 3 of their shots and all of their XG, all to the custom of Lionel Messi. Here is Kevin Danzo, but Xander Schlager, shall I say. Sabitzer again, a little bit loose in possession. That's given away cheaply as Messi was clipped there. A little late by Schlager. That's going to be a free kick to Argentina. Quickly over to apologise there. Schlager. You see it again. Messi just tried to turn away and just clipped the right boot from under him. It's a foul. An aggressive start to the second half from Austria. They've also another issue here for Argentina. Christian Romero is down. A bit of a knee issue, it seems to be. Just returns to his feet, but something of a bit of pain there for Christian Romero, the Tottenham Hotspur centre-back. As we see the goal again. Just absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous stuff. It was Facundo Medina with the cutback. Thiago Almada let it roll through his legs. And Lionel Messi sweeping it in with the left foot. Here is Alexis McAllister. Goes to the right-hand side now to Lionel Messi. Molina, Messi, McAllister. It was a strong end to the half from Argentina. After that Messi goal, they settled and just garnered control in the last 10 minutes of the first half and dominated possession. Here is Almada. McAllister looking to sweep it out to the right hand side. Nicely taken in by Molina, who flicked it round the corner. De Paul with the run from the byline, trying to clip it across. Away by Alaba. Picked up by Fernandez. Messi was the target. That was quickly seen away by Sievold. That's actually going to be an Austrian throw. Last touch off Lionel Messi. What they've struggled with a little bit, Austria's threat in the final third. Some of their build-up play, their approach play has been quite strong. And that was poor from Kevin Danzo, and that ball's through in behind. It's Messi in again. Whether the flag went up, but he was challenged wonderfully by Xaver Schlager with a fabulous bit of defending to see Messi away from goal, but the offside flag was up anyway. Nice step up by David Alaba, who knew right away Messi was offside, and he was completely correct. That's where the danger is, though. Austria, as I was just saying about their approach play, was quite strong. Awful from Kevin Danzo in possession. Almost paid the price, Austria. Smart defending, though, from David Alaba to play the offside trap. Oh, keeper in no man's land there, Emi Martinez, but run out of play. That's going to be a goal kick. World champions partying in Dallas. Loving their little day out. The Argentinians. McAllister. One thing I have to say about Argentina, they've got players that aren't afraid to go into a bit of a scrap. And that's where Austria need to try and drag them into that sort of game. Austria can certainly exert themselves physically as well, but haven't done that enough. And Argentina have let them play, have allowed them to dominate the game in the last 20 minutes of the match, in and before the Messi goal and afterwards, and they haven't been as physical as they were in the first 20 minutes, where they were getting joy out of Argentina, were looking threatening and dangerous. They weren't giving them time and space on the ball. They just kind of stepped off from that. As we see here, Xaver Schlager the challenge. Sievold trying to hold on to Messi. It's Schlager that made the challenge. It is a foul, and it is a Argentina free kick. And this one from impossible range, you would say. Nothing's impossible when Lionel Messi's on the pitch, but maybe even impossible for even him from this sort of distance. I say that knowing what I can be looking like afterwards. 35 yards out. Very central, this free kick. It's Messi all on his own. You know, Messi strides up, clips it into the area. Half cleared by Austria as it bounces to the edge of the box. Enzo Fernandez using his muscle. And Lautaro Martinez will let that roll out for the throw-in. Actually, quickly taken by Argentina. That's going to be a free kick. I wouldn't say Ralph Rangnick will be too pleased with his side's performance, certainly in an attacking sense in the game. It's just kind of faded since the first 20 minutes in an attacking sense, where they were looking dangerous with Sabitzer down the wing and Vanner and Grigoric with the link up in the centre. Either Argentina have got to grips with it, or just haven't been dangerous enough to try and play those situations, Austria. Here is Marcel Sabitzer. Schmid comes central. Trying to spin his man there was Konrad Leimer. He is going to be given the free kick right on the edge of the box. We'll have to see it again. It was spun away. Christian Romero again in pain. He might have locked his right knee. And Konrad Leimer was spinning away. There's definitely a foul. Maybe more than that, but the referee says free kick. He doesn't look completely comfortable out there, Christian Romero, after that collision a little earlier. Knee still seems to be the main issue. Marcel Sabitzer and Paul Vanner over this free kick for Austria. Right at the corner of the 18-yard area on the left-hand side. Emi Martinez sets up the two-man wall. Maybe this blue and white team can do better than the Uruguayan defensive wall against Cape Verde last night. Shocking defensive wall that was. Chance for Austria. Sabitzer! Good save by Emi Martinez. Went himself there, Marcel Sabitzer. Had the angle in his favour. Had the zip on the ball. And the pace on it to whip it in towards Emi Martinez's goal. Martinez with the save. Posh with the long throw. Flicked on, and Grigoric couldn't get clean contact as it dropped towards him in the area, but a little bit better from Austria. Much more of an aerial threat. Stevan Posh to take the throw in again. This time short. Back to Kevin Danso. Austria having their best spell in a while in this game. Remember, Argentina's lead is only by a single goal. This is far from done and dusted yet. Where will the next moment arise? Alaba to Danso. Danso to Bosch. Good hold by Seavold. Now held up well by Gregoric. Spun wide by Schmid. Taken in by Sabitzer. Seavold, Schmid, Gregoric. Beautiful play. Gregoric got a little bit loose with his touch though, and that's a bouncing ball picked up by the Argentinian midfield, and that's going to be a foul. Lautaro Martinez this time brought down. And a good scrap. We're going to see a change here. I said Christian Romero looked in a difficult spot. Didn't look in the best of position. He's going to be coming off as the ever-effervescent Shakira watching on. As we see Christian Romero come off and Nicolas Otamendi take his place at centre-back. So a real issue it seemed to be for Christian Romero that had to make that change. We'll hear more about the knee issue after the game, but didn't look in the best of ways in a few 1v1 situations, Christian Romero. In such a tight game, you need your centre-backs to be fully alert and fully ready to take on what is a very physical front line of this Austrian side. Otamendi. Back to Emi Martinez. And made his first save in this game from Marcel Sabitzer free kick. Martinez. Otamendi. Seems like Argentina have tried to slow the game down a lot in this match. After they took the lead, they've tried to slow it, just play some methodical possession. Austria want the game to be more open, a bit more scrappy, a little bit more end-to-end. That's where spaces will arise, that's where their players will come alive. Posh darting that one into the path of Schmid, who wanted the foul, but not given there by the referee. Martinez wide to Enzo Fernandez. Evading the pressure and finds it back to Nicolas Otamendi, who takes it down nicely. And they do have the ball, Argentina. They do look comfortable with it, but it's maybe finding that balance between managing the possession and maybe continuing to have a threat off the back of it, because at times they have looked a little bit blunt-edged when they have had calm possession with the centre-backs and the back of the midfield. That's where Austria can apply the press and be dangerous in their own right, but it's more in transition where Argentina have looked the most dangerous, with Messi given the time and space to manoeuvre. Schmid. Schlager. Leimer. Back to David Alaba. Kevin Danzo. Edging close to the hour mark here inside AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Argentina 1, Austria 0. Lionel Messi's wonderful sweeped effort is the difference. Austria have had a bit more of a threat in the second half. Apparently the balance of play has swung slightly in their favour in this second period. And Argentina without a shot in the second half so far. At the moment, they do still have the lead, Argentina, and that will be the frustrating fact for Austria, that Argentina still there to be got at the moment, just not having much joy at trying to get them. Kevin Danzo, and I have to say, I don't want to disrespect him because he's an experienced international, but sometimes there is no surprise why Argentina in that first half allowed him to have so much of the ball, because I'm sorry, but he looks lost when he has the ball. Looks like he doesn't know what to do with it. Quite a few times in the second half when they've applied a little bit of pressure on him, he's panicked a little bit. That's nicely done though. Well held by Rodrigo de Paul. Ball fed into Lautaro Martinez's path. Almada cuts it back. Enzo Fernandez blocked by Danzo. And he goes down to the ground after that contact with the ball. The referee hasn't seen it. Going to play on for the moment. Medina. Fernandez. As he's back to his feet, Kevin Danzo. But, calling on the referee to stop the game to be checked up on. Kind of maybe winded there a little bit, Kevin Danzo, by the Enzo Fernandez effort. Just took it on his right foot, trying to curl it into the far corner. I mean, it hit his shoulder. I mean, is this a bit of play acting? Because it didn't look like it touched him anywhere but his shoulder, and saying that he was winded, I mean, unless they're intrinsically connected. But a little bit out of sorts. Looks like they're going to make a double change here, Argentina. Julian Alvarez, who's been held back by the Argentina coaches after just trying to manage his injury issues and his fitness. He will return to the play, as will Gonzalez very shortly. Nicolas Gonzalez. Kevin Danzo's off for the moment, so they're down to 10 here, Austria. Argentina with possession. De Paul. McAllister. This is where Argentina should take advantage. At the extra man on the field. It's so narrow and so compact though, Austria. It's hard to find any space. Fernandez. Martinez. Lautaro Martinez. Messi dropping deeper. McAllister. De Paul. Square to Messi. Right, Fernandez tried to reverse it round the corner. McAllister will retrieve. McAllister on a little run. Messi, little 1-2 with Almada. Messi wide to De Paul, trying to swing it in. That one blocked out for the throw. Better from Argentina as Danzo returns to the field of play. As Grigoric took a bit of a knock there. Nonetheless, that will trigger the substitutions, so already made a change, obviously, with Nicolas Otamendi coming on for Christian Romero, so they're going to make another double one as someone's got the binoculars out. Hasn't got the best of eyesight. We're going to see Alvarez on Gonzalez on. Nicolas Gonzalez, of course, on loan at Atletico in the previous season from Juventus. He's on, as is Julian Alvarez, also of Atletico Madrid, as we see Thiago Almada and Lautaro Martinez replaced. And 25 minutes or so to go. Argentina still with a 1-goal advantage, and now with attacking reinforcements on the field. Here is Gonzalez, vetted in behind. Here is Enzo Fernandez making the run. Laid off to Messi. He's going to go for it again. This one, I think it might have took a neck off Alexander Schlager, the goalkeeper. Oh, actually, it's been given as a goal kick. Messi said the goalkeeper touched it. Let's see it again. I think Danzo might have got oh, yeah, he definitely did. That's definitely should be a corner. And you can't award the corner, of course. VAR can only correct a wrongful corner, but they can't give a corner, so it should have been. Did take a little neck off the fingers of Alexander Schlager. Did well to not let on that he did, but he definitely did. I feel that it's building to something from both teams. I feel this game isn't over yet. I don't feel this is going to end 1-0. Or certainly we won't have a calm last 25 minutes without a bit of jeopardy and a bit of drama. I kind of feel like something is building. So many they've got the Messi 10 on the back of their shirts, me included. And I'm completely impartial. Completely impartial. Danzo. Back to Schlager in the Austrian goal. To Konrad Leimer. Nice ball into Sabitzer on the turn. He will switch it out to the right. Stefan Posch with it. Difficult one to take down, but he did well. Sivold to Schlager. Wide, kept in play there. Sabitzer drifting inside, trying to take advantage of McAllister. Swung it in, Sabitzer. Grigoric couldn't keep the header down. Yeah, Marcel Sabitzer did really well there, spinning through down the left-hand side, getting the better of McAllister, crossing it in so dangerously with the backspin on it. Grigoric just above Medina, couldn't keep the header down. Goal kick. As we'll see some Austrian substitutions, a triple sub actually. We'll see Friedel, Pras and Arnautovic all on. And Marco Friedl, Alexander Pras, and Marko Arnautovic, all replacing Paul Vanner, Stefan Posch, and David Alaba. So a triple substitution for Austria. Marko Arnautovic back on, 37 years old. Currently plays for Crvena Zvezda or Red Star Belgrade. Of course, in Serbia. 37-year-old, not too unknown when it comes to goal scoring. 47 goals for Austria in his 133 previous caps. Marko Arnautovic, can he come up with the goods for Austria to try and alter the result of this game? They've kind of gone to a front two with Gregoritsch and Arnautovic as that front two. Austria, so a change of approach from Ralf Rangnick, who of course took charge of Austria in June of 2022. He's on 28 of his 46 games in charge, including the first game of this World Cup, as we'll have our hydration break. Only lost 10 games in charge of Austria. He's drawn less at 8. Of course, remember his spell at Manchester United, which was short-lived, less than 5 months, but obviously spells in Germany, RB Leipzig, Hoffenheim, Schalke, Hanover, Stuttgart as well. 67 years old, Ralf Rangnick, the German, looking to try and change this game. And Austria really a little bit of an unknown entity in terms of, after their performance in the Euros, ultimately a disappointing start against France in the opening game, and a really positive performance. They could have won all 3 of their group games. Ultimately beat Poland and Netherlands in their remaining group matches, and then lost to Turkey in the round of 16. It was a game where Turkey absolutely destroyed them, but Gregoritsch did score in that game. Austria at this moment doing better than the Turkish in this tournament. Turkey already eliminated. Austria look like they might have a very good chance of progressing, as you would expect. And a Nations League campaign that was a little bit topsy-turvy. We entered the World Cup qualifiers only losing 1 of their 8 qualifiers to get to the World Cup. That was against Romania. They beat San Marino 10-0 in one of their games in the qualifiers, and won all 3 of their warm-up games, including a 1-0 win over Tunisia in the last game before this World Cup. Destroyed Ghana 5-1 back in March. South Korea also on the end of the Austrian attack. But so far, they've struggled to really majorly test Argentina. The only real chance that they can really hop back to for Austria in this game was Marcel Sabitz's free kick. And that man Lionel Messi again, right now. A win for Argentina hangs in his shoulders, rests on his goal, like it has so often in the past. It is a real party atmosphere inside AT&T Stadium. One of the fans even on kind of the end of the stand. That's a dangerous place to be dancing. I wouldn't recommend it. Well, this is an Argentinian side that haven't lost since September in their final qualification game for the World Cup. They haven't actually dropped a point since September. 8 games they have won in a row. Of course, 7 of those international friendlies. Games and against teams they should be beating, but a 3-0 win against Algeria, that's adding to that win streak that the world champions are on. Actually only lost 4 games since their triumph in 2022 in a World Cup where they opened the tournament with a defeat against Saudi Arabia. Responded by beating Mexico and then Poland, both by 2-0. Beat Australia, edged past the Netherlands on penalties, thrashed Croatia in the semi-finals, and in the end needed penalties to see off what were the reigning world champions France to take their crown off them in what was one of the most entertaining World Cup finals in history. Lionel Messi with the corner, swung in with the left, and the header darted across by Nicolas Gonzalez. Wonderful delivery by Messi with the left foot, perfectly guided onto the head of the on-running Nico Gonzalez, whose header kind of glanced across the box and wide of the right-hand post. Game at very little between the sides. 6 shots for Argentina, 5 for Austria. Argentina with 2 on target, Austria with 1. Messi with the 2 for Argentina and Sabitzer with the 1 for Austria. Certainly not been the game where the attackers have dominated. Maybe they don't need it to be Argentina. That's the difference, you know. You've got a man who can score in any situation, any goal that you need him to. And Messi has done it again. Will that be enough? Funnily enough, Messi was another record breaker in that opening game. He became the oldest player to score a hat-trick at the World Cup at 38 years old. Only the second player in history to ever score in 5 World Cups. Now it's 6 World Cups. Obviously. And of course, he turns 39 in 2 days' time, Lionel Messi. At the moment, he will be heading into his 40th year as the most prolific scorer in the greatest international tournament known to man. Cut ball forward there, headed away by Kevin Danzo. Bouncing ball, taken down by Gonzalez, so a little loose from the reverse there from, that was Almada. He's off the field, and there's going to be a foul here as there's a bit of pushing and shoving going on. That's going to be a yellow card for Facundo Medina. There's also a yellow card for Conrad Leimer. The referee's having none of the drama here. Not pleased at all, the referee. Yeah, Leimer with the initial foul on Gonzalez, and then Medina gets involved and he pushes Leimer to the ground, so Leimer and Medina both booked, and that sorts that. Reminder for you, France against Iraq in Group I is a later kickoff, 10 o'clock. From Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. We're watching the 2 World Cup finalists from 2022 in their respective group games. And the chance for both to possibly qualify for the knockouts from respective games with wins. Remember, as it stands, Argentina would be heading through to the last 32 as it stands, but not as group winners just yet. If they're able to either see Algeria win or a draw later, Argentina would be confirmed group winners, as no one will be able to catch them in second spot, as they have the head-to-head advantage over Algeria, and would, if they win this game over Austria, And Jordan wouldn't be able to mathematically catch them, so it'll be completely irrelevant at that point. Win and a draw, or an Algeria win later, guarantees the world champions top spot in this group. Remember, that might not be what exactly they want, because who knows what could happen in what has been a chaotic group in Group H, where Cape Verde have really not made it easy for the top two in Spain and Uruguay. Held them both to a draw. Spain obviously able to thrash Saudi Arabia, so they've got the narrow advantage, but Cape Verde go into their final game against Saudi Arabia knowing that they can win very easily, take second spot, if not even first, if things go their way, but it's a long shot. Going to see a change here for Austria. It's going to see Romano Schmid is going to be replaced here by the number 21, Patrick Wimmer. Hoffenheim player, 25 years old. Wimmer finding Leimer on the underlap, cuts it back across the byline, but Emi Martinez gobbling that one up. And I think felt he was caught by Marko Arnautovic. He's a man known for his play acting, Emi Martinez. Completely accidental. If they did make contact there, yeah, nothing in it other than it's definitely not a foul anyway on the Argentina goalkeeper. And remember, this is an Austrian side who are unbeaten in the last 6 matches. At the moment, the most likely route and outcome for Austria out of this group is that they would finish second and possibly face Spain in Group H in the round of 32, so not an easy path in the knockouts to start, but that's the most likely outcome. Of course, that's not the certain outcome. Look at that from Messi, spinning. And Nico Gonzalez takes it down off the left, but his cross blocked easily there by Wimmer, and back to Alexander Schlager in the goal. The Austrian side who did beat Jordan 3-1, albeit maybe a little bit more one-sided the scoreline than it really was. It was an even game until the 76th minute when Al Arab put into his own net to give Austria the lead, and a 102nd minute penalty from Marko Arnautovic made it a 2-goal win in the end for Austria, so maybe a little bit more one-sided than from the scoreline than the game actually was, as Medina was in a difficult spot there and had to fire that one behind for the corner. As we'll see Rodrigo de Paul be replaced by Leandro Paredes here. A beautiful takedown by Grigoric, and Medina was in a difficult spot. Martinez was beaten, and Medina on the cover does really well to launch it away from danger. So Rodrigo de Paul is going to be replaced by Leandro Paredes, and we're also going to see the end of the day for Facundo Medina, and he's going to be replaced by the number 3, Nicolas Tagliafico. So Tagliafico and Paredes on, replacing Rodrigo de Paul and Facundo Medina. Medina, who set up the goal, and at the moment will be giving Argentina a huge 3 points in this group. But Marcel Sabitzer will take this corner for Austria from Facundo Medina's clearance. Sabitzer off the head of Tagliafico, I think it was, with his first involvement to head that one away. Quickly brought back into play by Austria as the ball swung towards the box. Emi Martinez rose and gathered once again. 8 minutes of normal time to go. Argentina 1, Austria 0. Yeah, good strong goalkeeping from Martinez. The bouncing ball in behind here. One to chase and one to be battled with there. Wanted a foul there, Nico Gonzalez, but referee said no. Austria need to be a bit more risk. They need to take more risks. They need to be more kind of assertive in these last 7-8 minutes of normal time and added time. At the moment they're staring down the barrel of a 1-0 defeat in a game that really Argentina haven't bossed by any stretch. It's been once again Lionel Messi that's provided the bit of magic. At the moment will be delivering Argentina another win at this World Cup. Unless Austria can have a late say. They did so in their previous game against Jordan. And they come up with something late here. Nice start of ball forward. Just about kept in by Wimmer on that side, but McAllister there to break it apart. Playing on their own byline there, Argentina, but McAllister again shielding the ball, plays it down the right channel. Given away a little cheaply there by Messi. Quickly won back by Austria. Leimer here on the right hand side now, of course. Danzo. Friedel across to one of the substitutes, Alexander Prass. Seevold to Danzo. Leimer. Wide it goes to Wimmer. Cuts onto his left. Tracked all the way inside by Taliafico. Picked up by Seevold. Man v man at the moment, Argentina, and Austria just need to move it quicker, otherwise they're just going to be comfortable tracking the 1v1s. Argentina out of possession and just going to have no danger. Austria in the final third, pushed all the way back into their own box here by this press as Danzo swings one forward. With the flick on, ultimately a little 1-2 with Grigoric, ultimately goes against Austria as Grigoric with the last touch sees Argentina win the throw. As we're going to see Chukwuemeka going to be coming on here. Carney Chukwuemeka, the Borussia Dortmund midfielder. He's coming on to replace Michael Grigoric. So Chukwuemeka for Grigoric. One last throw of the dice for Ralf Rangnick. That's nice play by Enzo Fernandez. Spinning ball out to the right side for Argentina. Molina. McAllister. Back to Otamendi. Martinez. Just under 5 minutes of normal time to go. At the moment, Austria only shot on target from a Marcel Sabitzer free kick. Not enough. Ultimately, at this moment in time, to see off Argentina. An XG of 0.41 from Austria throughout this game. That's a nice ball in behind, it's weighted. Nico Gonzalez made the run, lovely touch, trying to finish, body on the line as the follow-up is blocked as well. Enzo Fernandez with the efforts. And now the game's opened up a bit more, Austria trying to spring away. Good hold up by Chukwuemeka. Clip ball round the edge of the box over the head of Arnautovic. Taliafico with a clearance. Spun back towards the area by Sabitzer. Again away. This time by Martinez. Leimer. Wide to Wimmer. Back to Seevold. Schlager. Right. Sabitzer. Wide to Prass. Trying to swing one across towards Arnautovic, but that's cleaned away by Nicolas Otamendi. That's what I mean about the game being a bit more open, a bit more high tempo. That will benefit Austria. It was Argentina that made the moment, made the game a bit more high tempo with their chance. And they could have finished the game with that, if that had a win in from Nico Gonzalez. Here's Chukwuemeka. Danzo. Round to the right for Leimer. Wimmer in a 1v1 with Tagliafico and lost out as Tagliafico wins the free kick. That's wonderful play by the Argentinian substitute Nicolas Tagliafico, Lyon fullback, as we see that wonderful move again. Gonzalez bursting in behind. That's the touch onto his right foot. Good block by Kevin Danzo, putting his body on the line, and then the rebound from Enzo Fernandez is blocked as well, but danger there from Argentina. Again, that long direct ball down the channel, this time into the feet of the Austrian keeper. Well, nail-biting moments for the Austrian fans. And they're still having a party, these Argentinian fans. At the moment, their team would be heading through to the knockout stages at this point. 2 minutes of normal time to go. Argentina 1, Austria 0. Messi tackles his man down the right-hand side. Just about to say that he's the man with the goal, and he's the man that's won it back for Argentina. Fernandez. Messi. Oh, not that type of pass that you want to see from Lionel Messi. Arnautovic winning it back. And then Austria do the same on their own, giving the ball away, but they'll win the foul here, as Otamendi a little bit excited against Wimmer. Otamendi just pulling Wimmer back there. Definitely a foul. Chukwuemeka. Sabitzer. Chukwuemeka again. A lot of the ball in the last 10 minutes, Austria. But again, haven't tested Emi Martinez enough. That's another looping cross that will easily find its way into the Argentinian keeper's hands. He's going to launch forward here, Martinez, into the space, chested down by Gonzalez. Fernandez holds it up to Messi, who will sweep it out to the left. Taken in by Alvarez here. He's been quiet in the game, Julian Alvarez. Back to Fernandez. Paredes. See how long will be added on at the end of this 90. See how long Argentina need to hold on to grab these 3 points in this clean sheet and their place in the last 32. Argentina, McAllister for Argentina. Here is Tagliafico. Right to Nico Gonzalez. Caught there a little late by Wimmer, who was backtracking. And it's going to be a free kick for Argentina. 5 added minutes then. On top of the 90. Very little in the grand scheme of things. And Nico Gonzalez did well there against Wimmer to win the free kick. An opportunity for Argentina here from the set piece to really put the game to bed later on. Messi strolls over. Another roar as he takes the ball to his feet, Lionel Messi. He's directing his players into the positions he wants them. Lots to target in the middle. Messi loops it round the back, headed away by Wimmer. Give away the initial foul as Chukwuemeka trying to carry it down the left, but he was stopped in his tracks. Wanted a foul, but the referee waved away any sort of claims of a illegal challenge. Still 3.5 minutes to go as Martinez plays it back to Martinez. That's going to be a late challenge by Leandro Paredes on Carney Chukwuemeka. Paredes going to go into the referee's book. Former PSG midfielder Leandro Paredes, the latest to receive a yellow card. A reminder for you, France against Iraq is our late offering here in LFS from the World Cup Group I action. 10 o'clock tonight from Philadelphia. Sabitzer, the best of free kicks, that's easily fended off by Argentina, but there's going to be a handball go against them. That's going to be a free kick again to Austria, so they'll get another chance to deliver the ball in. I have to say, the referee has done a fabulous job at just taking absolutely no bull from the players. He's done really well. He's had firm control of this game right the way throughout. Refed it really well, I have to say. Sabitzer clips it to the far side. Danzo flicks across, and the header is just wide by Wimmer. That's their best chance to try and level things. Patrick Wimmer. Again, it's a good clip ball by Sabitzer. Danzo beats two at the back post to flick it across, and Wimmer is there. Gets the better of his man at the near post, but he couldn't direct it past Emi Martinez in the Argentinian goal, and I think Ralph Rangnick knows that was probably their best chance to try and level. Well created set piece moment as Messi again battles to win it back, but his teammates can't keep it. That's given away. One last chance maybe on the cards here for Austria if they can work it out well. 90 seconds to go. Chukwuemeka, little flick by Limer. Chukwuemeka on the chase, does well to keep it in play. Fabulous, sir. Cutting it back. Sabitzer, Sivold, well challenged and brought down, and Messi's the last man here. He's charging forward down the right. Options aplenty. Feeds it beautifully. Taliafico, big save. Guided back to Messi. Took it on the spin. Tried to round the keeper. Too many bodies in his way, but he fires it home. You can't keep him at bay. Lionel Messi made sure that one was going in. 4 in his way in reds, and none of them could keep it from going into the nets. Calamity for Austria. Wonder for Argentina. And it's 5 out of 5 for Messi at this World Cup. Absolutely inevitable. He started the move, he finished the move. This team runs through him. They are him. He is him. And Argentina 2 goals up with seconds left on the clock. Lionel Messi, the star again for Argentina. It's the Messi show in Dallas, Texas. Wonderful stuff. And you have to say, it wasn't the best of beautiful finishes or the most scintillating football. But what it was the endeavour to make sure they weren't leaving that box without that ball going into the back of the net. And it was all through Messi. It was all him as always. Just the endeavour, even when it looked like it was being stopped. He made sure he got there ahead of Sivold, and he made sure that one was going towards goal. And there was nothing they could do about it. 2-0 Argentina, both coming through Lionel Messi. Incredible. Number 18 in the World Cup for him. And 5 in 2 matches. All 5 of their goals, Argentina, have been scored by him. Messi, the magician for Argentina. Sensational. Sensational. And that's put any jeopardy of this game to bed. Might have a sniff at another here. Surely not again. Here they come. It's Messi again. I mean, he's toying about with players, and he's won the free kick. I mean, he's unstoppable. I mean, this man turns 39 in 2 days' time, and he is making fools out of these Austrian players. There's a 100-year-old Messi fan. He's not too far off it himself, to be fair, and he's still doing the business out there. They have a last chance free kick. I mean, you'd be idiotic not to give it to Messi. He's on another hat-trick. I mean, why not? Just go for it. You're going to win the game anyway. Have a go. Why not? Just over 30 yards. This is Messi territory. Let's see. So one more moment of magic from that magic left foot. Messi! Oh! Just a whisker wide. It was a driving one. And a whisker away from making it a second hat-trick in a row. But nonetheless, it finishes in Argentina favour. 2-0 in the end. 2 magic goals from Lionel Messi. The first was pure vintage from the magician in Argentinian colours. He put it to bed late for 2, making sure it was going in. The endeavour and the fight in the second goal, and the class and quality of the first. Messi, 5 goals at this tournament. All 5 of Argentina's goals have come through him. 2 wins, 2 clean sheets, and they are on bounds for the knockout stages of the World Cup. The defence of their title couldn't be going any better than what it is. And Messi, who everybody thought it was his moment in 2022, he's making this his own in 2026. Final score, Argentina 2, Austria 0. My goodness me. I mean, he's unstoppable. He's inevitable. He's everything that makes Argentina, Argentina. Absolutely unstoppable. 18 goals. Extending his own record, of which he broke in the first half from Miroslav Klose. And he has gone too clear of the record. And the previous record, shall I say. And reminder that we have another man chasing that record in Kylian Mbappe. Got a bit of chasing to do. 4 goals off now, Messi. And the record is Kylian Mbappe. And he will be in action along with France against Iraq a little later on, 10 o'clock here on LFS from Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Fields. But the inevitable Lionel Messi does it again. 5 in 2 games, 2 wins, and Argentina, the world champions, are on the way to the knockout stages. Thanks for your company, and we'll see you a little later. Bye-bye.